benefits on the fly.
Part of the conversation that I had recently with one of our prospective clients is a pretty common topic that comes up more often than it should, and that is the level of awareness that a lot of companies have around their requirements related to ACA compliance. Unfortunately, especially with some of the recent changes in the Affordable Care Act and the way that the IRS is managing those, they're actually sending penalty letters to businesses automatically whenever there's a discrepancy, and there's literally no human touching that letter. And so, as employers often will, they'll be shocked by how expensive the IRS penalty is because of something they did incorrectly when it comes to how they reported their ACA requirements. So any business over 50 employees really needs to pay attention to their ACA rules and what's required. And a lot of times what we find is that most businesses do their ACA filing manually, or by having one of their staff do it, or they'll rely on their data from their payroll provider and assume that their payroll provider has everything correct. The problem with all that is that all of that is based upon manual entry, and hopefully people coded things right and are entered correctly. If you don't have an attorney or an ERISA compliance attorney that's actually looking over your ACA reporting, you could end up with a huge penalty. There's a recent group that about 150 employees, 160 employees, and they got a letter from the IRS with a imposed penalty of $400,000, all because of errors that were made back in 2023. Just like many businesses, they just relied on the data that was provided to them by the Ben admin system and the payroll company, and they manually entered it thinking they did the right thing. And unfortunately, they didn't use an ERISA compliance attorney to make sure that they did everything correctly. And so now they have to go back and try to see what they can do to get that penalty resolved. So the companies that need to pay attention to ACA compliance and consider using an ERISA compliance attorney are any business over 50 employees, and especially those that have seasonal or part-time employees, because those can add extra layers of complication to what is considered a full-time employee. Additionally, if an employer has union workers working for them, so they have a combination of union employees and non-union employees, they definitely want to make sure that they have a second set of eyes looking at their ACA report. Any group that has employee terminations throughout the year and have people enrolling on COBRA and coming off of COBRA, especially if employees are on COBRA and then they're rehired, there's a lot of things there that we need to make sure that they're looked at. There could be issues with late new hire enrollments where the payroll system and the Ben admin system is not syncing together, so that data is corrupted. 1095-C coding errors can happen where the wrong offer codes or the affordability calculations aren't done correctly. Some possibilities include missing safe harbor documentation. This can be an issue if there's no proof of how affordability was calculated. There can be incorrect counts or incorrect numbers of employees that are considered full-time because variable hour shifts or temporary or seasonal employees aren't considered. So this is a bigger issue now because the IRS has an automated system now that flags issues. There are notices called the 226J notices, and they send them automatically. There's no manual review. And penalties can easily exceed $2,000 to $3,000 per full-time employee, multiply it across the year. Once a letter is received by an employer, they only have 30 days to respond, and most companies don't even know what triggered the problem to begin with. And the big issue is that the HR or the CFO, they're oftentimes caught off guard because they just assume that their broker had things taken care of or that their payroll company had things taken care of. So for our clients at Wahia, we protect our clients and provide a safety net for every one of our clients that has more than 50 employees. Their ACA filings are done by a team of ERISA compliance attorneys. Those attorneys guarantee protection against those IRS penalties up to $500,000. To make things easier for our clients, we do everything in a package. So that entire package includes ACA reporting and the safe harbor analysis, Form 5500s if they're over 100 employees, the PCORI fees, the PCORI fee, the mental health parity attestation is part of that compliance, Medicare Part D notices that have to go out, that's also part of the compliance package, and it's all tied together in one clean compliance bundle. So our clients have complete peace of mind that every filing that's done is legally reviewed, is validated, and is backed by the compliance attorney's guarantee.